Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Let me adjust my light here. Thank you for taking time out of your day on a Saturday. Nice October day outside. I'm hoping to get a lot of information out today, stuff that folks are having difficulty locating on their own or staying on track of. So, you know that one of the taglines of the channel is your source for Second Amendment news. And it definitely is a tough time right now to stay on top of everything. So let's look at what we're looking at. Look at what we're looking at nationwide. So October 1st, 2017, we all know the Las Vegas shooting. And since that day, there have been an obscene amount of legislation pushed forward in the attempt to stop the ability to purchase guns, own guns, magazines, transfer stuff. They want protections that are already in existence stripped away in order to sue manufacturers. All kinds of crazy stuff is happening. So we're going to go over the 16, that's right, 16 bills that have been submitted so far since the Las Vegas shooting, and every single one of these bills is using that shooting as an excuse. So we'll start off in the House, and then we'll move to the Senate, because they don't all have the same ones. Certain groups are going after things differently, but make no mistake, they're all coming after the Second Amendment. There's not one single bill that's been filed that says the person who did it was the bad person, and we need to try to figure out what's wrong with this person and maybe go after the mental health side of things or anything else. It's all going after the inanimate object and the Second Amendment. So let's start with H.R. 3947. We'll start there, but before I do start, I want to welcome everybody for joining. We have Wolf Raven. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Tark, a little late for the vote. They elected me to clean the erasers. Okay. All right, so H.R. 3947 is the first one we're going to go over, and what that's looking to do is to ban parts and accessories that increase the rate of fire for a semi-automatic, and that is a dangerous one because there is no rate of fire for a semi-automatic weapon. It's this, like, right? My finger is what controls my rate of fire. So they're trying to ban anything that will change the rate of fire, whether it's a part or an accessory. So it could be very, very dangerous. It's very ambiguous the way it's written. It's very vague and open-ended. And if this were to pass, it paves the way for the removal of semi-automatics altogether. So H.R. 3947, I'm going to check right now to see how many co-sponsors it has, because I like to tell everybody how many co-sponsors it has, because the higher the co-sponsor number, the more danger it is for us, because that means it's probably going to pass committee and go to a full vote on the floor. So let's see. Hey, Westside, how's it going? Mr. RMP 110. This ain't on my subscribers feed. Yeah, shocker. I put out a little something about an hour and a half ago on my social media when I was typing up the description for this video. And just from the description, I didn't even put a title in yet, just the description, and they already demonetized the video, which means that they're not advertising it. They're not telling everybody, hey, this is a live chat, check it out, this is a live video, we should all have eyes on this. They're not doing that. This is the second one in a row that they've done that for my channel. I know Jarhead6 has had that problem on his channel. What's up, buddy? They are trying their hardest right now to keep the gun channels down and to remove the ability for people to find the truth, find the knowledge, and it's getting increasingly hard for us to get the word out. So if you could, right now, please hit the share button. Copy the address bar, copy the link, and start spreading that to some people you know. That would be greatly appreciated, because censorship, at least on this channel, is a stark reality, and it's hitting hard, real hard, unfortunately. Let's see. Super Evil C, here we go. How's it going, buddy? Seen your post from Facebook and Instagram. FDNY, thank you. Because they're stomping on me hard here. Stomping on me hard. Let's see real quick. How hard would it be to get a bill put in place to prevent bills from being put in place? It wouldn't be too difficult to stop a bill or to write our own bill. But if you don't have knowledge of how to write a bill or have the ability to talk to a representative to get them to write the bill for you. It's kind of really, really hard. So back on to H.R. 3947, it is titled the Automatic Gunfire Prevention Act, H.R. 3947, and the amount of co-sponsors that it has right this moment at this filming, this live broadcast, it's 12:04, October 21st, and they have 173 co-sponsors. That is terrible for us. Terrible, absolutely horrible. Stay on top of this bill and email and call your House of Representatives, your congressman and your congresswoman. You got to call these people because this is wildfire, and all 173 of them are Democrats, every single one of them. And then let's see, is it scheduled for an action yet? No action yet, so they're just growing the numbers and letting it swell. Very dangerous. It's H.R. 3947, sorry, and it is, again, the Automatic Gunfire Prevention Act. Terrible bill, very ambiguous, and gaining momentum rapidly. So we'll move to the next one in the House of Representatives. Like I said, there were 16 of these that were filed that all used the Las Vegas shooting as an excuse to ram gun control down our throats and to strip our Second Amendment rights. H.R. 3962 is the next one. Let me pull up the current numbers on that so that I can be as accurate as possible when I tell you the amount of co-sponsors. So H.R. 3962, the title of the bill is Stop Online Ammunition Sales Act of 2017, and is looking to do just that. Stop any online sales of ammunition unless the seller can verify the ID of the purchaser in person. If you could do that, you just go to the store. You wouldn't need the internet to purchase them, right? So you see what they're doing. They're trying to stop sales permanently online. There's a little caveat in this bill that's looking to make any purchases in excess of 1,000 rounds a reportable event. So when we're all going online to buy ammo, chances are you're bulk ordering, so you can get the discount. If you order 2 cases, it's cheaper than ordering 3 boxes, right? Per round, I mean. So this is what they're looking to do, stomp on that right. And this one has 29 co-sponsors. Shocker, all of them are Democrat. But it is something that I am getting word of from some of the people I talk to, some of the reps, senators, and aides and stuff. They're saying that this is one to watch as well. In my opinion, all 16 of these are stuff to watch, because if there's 16 thrown at the wall and 4 stick, that's a victory for them and a monumental loss for us here. Us law-abiding gun owners who don't break the law and follow the law and are legally owning everything we have, yet the government is trying to take that away from us at a rapid pace. So H.R. 3962, Stop the Online Ammunition Sales Act of 2017. Let me stop real quick and say hi to a couple people here. Let's see. Wolf Raven, can you hear me now? On that note, can everybody hear this better? My last live stream, I bought a brand new USB mic. I've never used a USB mic in my life. Everything prior to that live was on my cell phone, or my videos I have external mics and stuff like that. So if you can hear me better than you did on the last one, please let me know. I think I figured out how to adjust the volume on the blue. It's a blue ice snowball, or black ice snowball or something, but it's a pretty cool mic, and purchased with funds that are donated both here in the super chat and on Patreon. So again, thank you for all of the support for my supporters, and those of you who are on Patreon who have been with me for a while and have donated a lot of money to the channel. I have reached out to you in the last 12 hours, so there's messages for some people on Patreon. I have some, let me see if I can get it over my shoulder and go the right way. Right over my shoulder on, come on, there's a little delay here, but there's a magnet right on my my ammo cabinet over there, and it's a Guns and Gadgets limited edition one. I made some of those, and I'm giving them to those who have been with me the longest and who have showed the most support, because without the support, this is extremely hard. You see that YouTube's killing me. They're just destroying the channel. I can't even put out notices that, hey, I'm live, please come watch this. They've taken that away. But here I am. Try as they might, as long as I have a voice and there's air in my lungs, here I am. Jared just logged from California. How we doing, Aaron? Everybody's coming in. Good, the numbers are going up, so that means some people are finding it. Thank you very much. Wes, good job. It's you. Thank you very much. Sam, hello. Stream sounds good. Thank you. Awesome. All right, so we fixed that problem. That's good to know. I hate to get 30 minutes into all these bills and people say, what? All right, so we'll continue on. The next one is H.R. 3984. 3984. Let me pull it up on my little computer over here. And the title for this one is Equal Access to Justice for Victims of Gun Violence Act. It doesn't even make sense. Equal Access to Justice for Victims of Gun Violence Act. Okay, so everybody else has justice except those who are victims of gun violence, right? Doesn't even make sense. But they're trying everything they can. And this one it's right now in the committee, in the Judiciary Committee, and it has 28 co-sponsors. Shocker, all Democrats. And this one, it's basically, let me update, make sure I have the right amount of, the co-sponsors hasn't changed. And this is looking to repeal the law of protection that's in the commerce laws for gun manufacturers. So, and I used to work in New Orleans as a police officer, and the mayor tried this back then, Mayor Mark Morial, what a clown he was. He tried suing Glock because their guns were used in murders on the street and stuff like that. Basically saying that by Glock selling the gun, or by a Glock being in the hand of somebody who might have made it to a criminal, that they're somehow responsible for that handgun being in a maniac's hand. Not that the maniac is the problem, but the gun itself, and the fact that Glock made that, they should have known that that person was going to pull the trigger. Makes absolutely zero sense, but they are trying, and they're trying hard. In fact, this bill, there's a case right now that came out of Sandy Hook in which the victims' families are looking to sue the gun manufacturers, Remington. And it was just in, okay, I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but it was in Superior Court, and the Superior Court judge said, no, the manufacturers are protected under the commerce law, and that's the way it is. I don't think it should go forward. Good. So everybody thought this was a victory. But they appealed to the state Supreme Court in Connecticut, and they have picked it up. It's going to be heard on November 14th. So a couple weeks away. This is a major case, and everybody's eyes are on this case. The NRA wrote briefs on this case. All the major anti-gun agencies have written briefs for this case. A lot of eyes in the nation are on this because whatever way this goes, the opposite side is going to take a serious beating. So this bill that's in Congress, it's actually in both houses, is looking to strip that protection that's in the commerce laws, where you can't sue, like say, God forbid, somebody shoots somebody in the street and they mug them or whatever, and they use whatever, a Mossberg. You can't just say, oh, it was a Mossberg, I'm going to sue Mossberg. Because their name was on the object that a madman or madwoman held. And that's very dangerous. All these bills I will have in the description with links so that you can pull it up, and when you're making your phone call or your email to your representative, all the information is right in front of you, so you can be 100% accurate in what you're telling these people. All right, let's see. Go to a couple more real quick. Carolina Prepper, good to see you. Good to see you. Voice. The video and sound is awesome. Awesome. Good job. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Gotta love how they keep finding more ways to control the internet regulations. Yeah, I don't know, man. I set this up with good intentions about 2 hours ago. It just hit me, and I'm like, why can't... Instead of having everybody just search and pray for all this stuff, I'll put it all in one video. We'll do it live. The information will be given at once. YouTube can't really squash it because it's going to be live, but guess what? They squashed it. So... not many people are live right now, a lot less than what were typical last week, but we'll roll with it. So please share this. Take the link, share it to somebody, send an email, send it in a text so they can jump on while we're here, and I would greatly appreciate it. So that was the Equal Access to Justice for Victims of Gun Violence Act, which was H.R. 3984. And we'll go to the next one. H.R. 3986. The title for this one is Stopping the Iron Pipeline Act of 2017. The Iron Pipeline. These people are ass clowns. So 3986, right now has just 2 co-sponsors because it was submitted this week. It's very, very fresh, very brand new. I mean, the ink is still wet. And both co-sponsors, shocker, are Democrats. Who we have? Blumenauer from Oregon and Serrano from New York. They're the 2 who thought of this fantasticness and co-sponsored it. And, excuse me real quick. Let's get, yep, I'm checking the most accurate update from Congress itself. It's still at 2, so that's it right now. And what they're looking to do is force tracking IDs in all firearms sold. Similar to smart gun technology, but this is a tracking ID in every single firearm. Similar to like the California micro stamping cockamamie bullshit that was passed by the voters somehow. I don't understand how they passed that in the first place, but they did. And this is similar to that, but on a nationwide level. It's nuts. Carolina Prepper says the NRA is a joke, and there are a lot of people that will agree with you on that. A lot of people will agree with you on that. In fact, the NRA, there was a live stream from some major gun community voices, like, for lack of a better term, bigger gun channels, much bigger than I am, and that has basically started to divide people in the community and the culture by opinion. Like people were calling out Yankee Marshall, now Yankee Marshall's calling out people, and it's kind of spiraling out of control. I didn't watch it, to be honest with you, because I was working, but it's kind of, I know we shouldn't all be arguing. We can all have different opinions. Some people can love the NRA, some people can hate the NRA, some people can not be sure, but we're all, we should all be in this together. We all need to fight this bullshit that's coming out right now. It's crazy. Share the shit out of this, Carolina Prepper. Amen. Please, everybody, share this, because I can't. It's not getting pushed out by YouTube. They're trying to stop me. They're trying to stop me. Let's see, 1 more, 2 more before I jump back. Excuse me, all the talk. I need a little H2O colored. Okay, thank you. Watching from Eastern Mass, Vanisher. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so that was 3986. Let's go to the next attempt at tyranny. And that is the very next bill that was filed, H.R. 3987. The title for this POS is Protecting Americans from Gun Violence Act of 2017. So they're really pulling at the heartstrings on all these titles, because most people will see the title and just say yes or no off of that instead of actually reading the text. And the links I have in the description for every one of these brings you right to the text of the bill. And you'll see above that there are tabs where you can see co-sponsors, where you can click on that. It tells you every single co-sponsor, has a link for that person. You click on that person, it brings you to their page. You want to reach out and touch them, you can contact them there. So I'm trying to give you all the information you could possibly need to make it as easy as possible. So all you have to do is make the phone calls, write the emails, go to office hours if they're near you, and we need to have a united front in the peaceful resistance before it no longer can be peaceful. All right, so this one, the Protecting Americans from Gun Violence Act of 2017. This one is this one's kind of stupid, but we'll go over it. 3987, the summary. It's going to require a fee to purchase the firearm through NICS and use these monies to fund the CDC to conduct research for gun violence that was previously found to be biased by Congress. So they're trying to force, like, they want the CDC to cover gun violence. And the CDC has no reason researching gun violence because it's not the guns that are violent. It's the people holding the inanimate object. I have a gun to my right, and it's been looking straight at me for the last hour and a half, and it hasn't attempted to shoot me yet. It hasn't run out of the house to try to attack people. I must have a well-behaved one. Maybe it's a shock collar or something. The guns don't do it, guys and gals. It's the idiots who pull the trigger. The criminals will always be criminals, no matter what laws are passed. The criminals will always get guns. And remember that. Even if you're on the fence on some of this stuff, remember that. You're with your loved ones, boyfriend, husband, wife, girlfriend, children, whatever it is. Little old lady next door, you're with a bus full of nuns, whatever it is. The criminals will always be criminals. And you, if this stuff passes, will be stripped of your ability to defend your own life. So these laws are basically saying that you, the law-abiding citizen, are not worth it, and that criminals should be able to take your life without any resistance from you. That's all this stuff is coming down to. Realize that, guys and gals. Realize it. Have the conversations with your family members who might not be pro-Second Amendment. But remember, we don't all have to like every single amendment or every right. Just because I don't use a certain right doesn't mean I think it should be stripped. They're all tools that are in our toolbox that if we ever need something from that toolbox, it's available. And that's it. Let's see. Jim G81. Hope everyone in Mass is a Goal member. Yes, Goal is fighting the fight here in Massachusetts. In fact, real quick, I'll pause from the number of bills. Goal, well, the bump fire stock bill that was just forced overnight here in Massachusetts through the House, of different form through the Senate. Now they're trying to reconcile to make the two sides work and then bring it to the governor. Well, the Senate said, all right, well, because we didn't do this right, because we didn't ask for any public input, we're going to hold a hearing, hold a meeting at this date and time. I think it was they gave everybody like 2 days advance. And we'll elicit the public's information in response, and we'll take this stuff under consideration. Not a single person showed up other than one of the 3 Republicans who had the balls to vote against the stuff in the House. And, Jim Wallace, the executive director from Goal, was there. And his quote was awesome. He said, "I was not going to ask any of our members to take a day off to come here and discuss something that's already happened." Perfect quote. A good FU to the people who needed to have an FU thrown at them. That's just the way it's done. And on that note, I want everybody to remember that November 6th, 2018, next year, there are 435 seats. Every single house in the House of Representatives is up for election. Every one of them's up for grabs. And in the Senate, 33 of the 100, 1/3 of the Senate, is up for grabs. We need to take the names of all these people, all these co-sponsors for all these bills. That's why I'm giving you the links. You can see them, write them down, commit them to memory, however you want to do it. Make sure every one of these ass clowns is voted out. That's how you make our voices heard. Show up and tell them you're all done. You're fired. I wish Donald Trump could do that stuff, but he can't. And we need to do it ourselves. As a nation, we need to rise up and take our country back. So the next one here, if I get off my soapbox, sorry guys. Let's see. HR 3998, not the one everybody's waiting for, 9998. HR 3998. And the working title for this one is Protect America Act of 2017. So you saw the one before that was Protecting Americans from Gun Violence. This is, we're going to protect America, the Act of 2017. They're really playing on the sheeple who have who don't have the desire to do this and educate themselves, learn the stuff, spread the word, or have the desire to have somebody tell them and teach them how to do it. It's crazy. So this silly little bill is brand new, like it was submitted Friday, so fresh off the printing press. No co-sponsors yet because the only person who has submitted it is the author. So next week the co-sponsors will change. And this was written by Lee Zeldin, Republican out of New York. So more Republican-sponsored gun control. I said in a couple of videos before, a couple of live streams last week, that it is not just a Republican versus Democrat issue. It is now the agenda versus the patriots. They're coming at us from the Democrat side, the Republican side, the independent side, the unenrolled side. They're all coming at us, and they're using this shooting in Las Vegas as the excuse. 16 bills, guys and gals. 16 bills in a 2-week time. That is absolutely unheard of. But here we are. So the Protect America Act of 2017 and 3998 is looking to ban firearms for known or suspected terrorists. from the terror watch list that no one knows if they're on it, and no one can get off once they're on. No appeal is offered. You can't appeal it because they don't even tell you you're on it. So they could just say, you know what, that Guns and Gadgets guy, he's speaking all this truth. He's educating people about these dumb laws, trying to stop us, stop our agenda. Put him on that list. And I would be on that list. I might even be on it. I don't know. Actually, I know I'm not because, yeah. But anyway, it wouldn't, I mean, it could change, and it could change for you because you watched this video, or you purchased guns before, or you vote Republican. You saw how they came after people who, they had the IRS go after people who weren't in Obama's corner, you know, and then after the fact, people found out about it. But in the meantime, people were screwed. Banks weren't giving gun companies money. FFLs were having trouble getting loans. All that stuff was illegal, but they did it, and they'll still continue to do that stuff. So we have to stay on top of them, guys and gals. You really can't hope someone else will do it for us. Excuse me, I'm dry. Dry. Let me get some hydration. Look at some of the comments here. Let's see. Joel Alisea recently heard of a possible attack in San Antonio that was stopped. Part of the reason it didn't happen was due to the suspect purchased the wrong ammo online. I think it was 7.6251. He wanted to buy 6.239. I haven't heard that, but I wasn't looking for it either. But I wouldn't doubt it. It just goes to show you that the people that they convinced to do this stuff are like sheeple. They don't even know what ammo the gun takes. We need the debate. New York, Mass, California have been sacrificed by the NRA. Yeah. But that statement, now I'm not somebody who's like, oh, the NRA is king. But at the same time, I'm not like, yeah, fuck everything they do. I do believe that some of the things that they do are good for gun owners. I also believe that some of the things they do are not so good for gun owners. But could they have done more in California and Massachusetts? Without a doubt. I was at meetings after the assault weapon ban from copycats and duplicates were put out last July. Well, July before last. 2016 by our stupid Attorney General. Yeah, Maura Healey. You. And I was at meetings with representatives from the NRA where they were told, straight out, you haven't given a nickel to fight the fight here in Massachusetts in decades. They were called right out. And that was a good meeting. Because, yes, they could do more. They got the money, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times they've called me and emailed me in the last 5 days looking for more money. I'm not giving them a nickel. I mean, I scraped up a lot of money to become a life member, and then now I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Because they're not attacking things the way I thought they should go after it. But who the fuck am I, right? So, yeah. They should have, they could have, and they would have done more. But the same subject, like goal, is the arm of the NRA here in Massachusetts, and they're doing a lot. But they're outnumbered. We are, in Massachusetts, we are just outnumbered like 12 to 1 for gun owner versus non-gun owner. We're growing, but not fast enough. Aaron says, Jared, you're a friggin' beast. True, damn worry for the cause. I learn more from you in a 5-minute video than I do in a day of watching mainstream media. Not that I watch that. Thanks for your hard work. I thank you. I appreciate that because that's what I'm hoping to do. And if I can help just one person, then I'm going to keep coming back. Regardless of the fact whether YouTube likes that I'm actually telling the truth. Maybe they would prefer that I lie. Maybe in the next video I'll try to lie. Not. Okay. Can't you on Facebook today? Dennis, I'm not doing it on Facebook today. I had a little issue I was trying to work out with this setup, and I didn't have the time to set it up on Facebook, so we're just on YouTube today, which is probably hurting the numbers, but it is what it is. NRA just used to hold them at bay but never push back. Yep. Alright, so that was the 3998. So we'll go to the next one, which is the one that everybody here should know of. HR 3999. HR 3999 is very dangerous. It has, on paper, 25 co-sponsors, and it gained those co-sponsors quick. But there were a lot of us that came to YouTube to call out the co-sponsors because of the 25, 12 of them are Republican. Almost half of them are Republican. And once we started calling them out, making phone calls, emails, texts, I was calling everybody I could and calling everybody who should call and telling them to call, the co-sponsors stopped putting their name on it. Doesn't mean they're not there anymore. Do not let that number fool you. Do not think it's only 25, because I know for a fact it's not, and it's very dangerous. This one has more co-sponsors than I think. I can't be sure of the number, but I think this one has more co-sponsors than any other one of these bills that we're going to go over. And it doesn't even have a title because they want it to be ambiguous so that nobody will look at the title and you go, I'm not reading that because the title's almost a paragraph. That's why they do it. So the working title for H.R. 3999 is to amend Title 18 of the United States Code to prohibit the manufacture, possession, or transfer of any part or combination of parts that is designed and functions to increase the rate of fire of a semi-automatic rifle but does not convert the semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun, and for other purposes. We're not going to tell you what those are, but it's for other things too. And these sons of bitches, they're just absolutely out of their tree. The author of this is Carlos Curbelo, a Republican from Florida. The same Republican that the ATF's association president wrote a direct letter to, telling him, listen, we don't have the ability to create law to change bump stocks. It's been brought to us a couple times. It does not convert a semi-automatic rifle to automatic. The laws are clear. They've been on the books since 1934. And they're still trying. They're going to push this until they can no longer push. And that's what I'm hoping is coming quick. So that is very ambiguous. And that can be anything, whether it's a bump stock or a slide stock, a trigger crank, Hellfire, a Hellcat, a new trigger bar, a new trigger reset spring, a new trigger, a polish job, a new bolt, a new whatever, anything that they could say, yeah, that can change the rate of fire, even if it changes where you can fire 1/1,000,000th of a second faster somehow, whether it's polished parts or whatever, will fall into this and be illegal. See how dangerous that is? Everything will be illegal under this bill. Everything. And I'm not being, I'm not trying to shock and awe, but everything, the way this is written, will be illegal for semi-automatic rifles. I don't know if I can get that across anymore, but everything. So you need to get your ass on the phone and email and everything else you can to these people. Write letters, lick a stamp, put it on there. You need to get in their faces on this. Do it respectfully so that we don't look like crazed animals, because that's what they're trying to do. Get on them, and get on them hard and fast, and put them away wet. This has to go away. This is terrible. H.R. 3999. Again, 25 co-sponsors. There are a lot more. They stopped putting their name on it because we were killing them. We were killing all of these Republicans who were on it, and we're going to continue to kill them. And YouTube, when I mean kill them, I mean we're going to hammer them. We're going to call them out. We're going to hold them responsible. We're going to hold them accountable for violating everything that they stood on for when they got voted in. When they would say it, they said, "Hey, vote for us. We're gonna stop Obamacare." They all failed to do that. Hey, hire us. Vote for me. The assault on your gun rights and the Second Amendment rights is over. Yeah, well, not only have they not done that, but they're assaulting the rights altogether on their own. M. Joe, man, thank you very much. Donated $10 to the channel. Thank you very much. I love the fact that people like this so much that they're willing to give up something that it takes them hard work to earn. Thank you very much. I can't tell you how thankful I am. Chris LaChapelle, a.k.a. Chuck Denon, thank you very much. $5 to the channel. Again, I'm not here for the nickel, but if I could be independently wealthy, I would. But I'm not here for the nickel. I'm here to get the word out, and YouTube is trying their damnedest to stop it. You hear us all say it. You hear all the gun channels say, listen, they're not monetizing my stuff. And I watched Jarhead6, a video he did, I think it was like 10 days ago, on how many videos he had that were demonetized under a new tab that YouTube had that I didn't know about. And I clicked that tab, and oh my god. I think I have 630 videos right now. Easily half of them are on that list of not monetized. And what it means by not monetized is not only am I not getting my fair share of the ads that they're showing on it. There used to be like a 60-40 split or whatever it was. So they're getting all the ad money, all the ads revenue that they put on my stuff. I don't get a nickel of it. But now they're also not advertising it anymore. So before, when my videos were getting 25,000 views, 14,000 views, now they're getting like 400, 1,200 views, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 views. So it's nothing like it used to be. And as a result, everything is dropping. Watch times dropping, views dropping, subscriber count is dropping. They're trying, in my opinion, they're trying to make guns and gadgets go away. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, it's only lighting the fire harder. So take that for what it will be. But I'm not going anywhere. What's this? Unsung Drummer, $10. Thank you very much. Thank you. He says, you're easily the most informative 2A news channel on YouTube. Keep up the good work. I'd also recommend you check out streamlabs.com. They don't take 30% of your stream tips like censorious Google. Yeah, I found that out the hard day because I just find that it's the hard way. First off, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate it. Speechless. Thank you. So I did the first live stream where people actually, out of their kindness of their heart, donate. I didn't even know you could do it because I wasn't like somebody who was like a live streamer. So I was like, oh great, you know, I made a couple extra bucks so I can, you know, pay down the credit card that I bought the new computer for the channel to edit all my videos, and you know, it's gonna help out. So then YouTube took 30% off the top. No matter what, to just getting that cut. But thank you all. I appreciate it. Edward Petty, another one. Thank you. $10. Thank you very much. I can't thank you all enough, really. I don't know what more to say. Thank you. Let me do a couple more here. Off-roster Gen 5 Glocks in California are going for $1,200 to $1,900. That's crazy for a $600 gun. That's nuts. I'm going to have to stop smoking so I can get a gun before they ban everything. I see these bills are increased the rate of fire. Parts could be explained. Yeah, they're coming after us hard, man. Let's see. Crad 813, will ARs ever be an over-the-counter item in mass again? Over-the-counter, I don't know. The trial's coming up. March. I believe it's March. If it's not March, it's May. It's one of the M months. We'll see. But there are still legal ways to purchase and make your AR following the law to the letter. So research that. And there are multiple ways of doing that. It's becoming much easier. But because everything I say is stomped on YouTube and looked at by others who also are trying off the side in different facets of my life to use this stuff and maybe try to get this stuff shut down, there are other ways. I'm going to stay vague. You can do the research, and it can be done. I'll leave it like that. Magonico, thank you. $2 for the channel. I have been watching you since you started. Thank you. Thank you very much. So you're one of the originals, and I appreciate it. So you know how far this channel's come, and it's been tough at times, but we're still here, and I appreciate everybody, not just the new subscribers who are helping get the word out, but those who have been here since the beginning, since the first videos were done in a corner of my bedroom, or the ones that even before that were done in my basement. So now we've come a little bit. Green screens, you know, live stream. None of this would have been even an option without you guys and gals. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next tyrannical act that they're trying to ram down our throats here. That was 3999, the one that everybody knows. The next one is 4018er. HR 4018. And this one is kind of crazy. The title tells you everything you need to know. The title of the bill is to provide for a 3-day waiting period before a person may receive a handgun, with exceptions. And that also includes person-to-person sales. And it also, in the bill, if you read it, mentions borrowing. So, like, if my wife wants to borrow my gun and go to the range, she has to wait 3 days. It doesn't even make sense. So if we're going to go tomorrow or Sunday, she needs to ask me like Thursday, right? So that the 3-day waiting period. I mean, this is just freaking dumb. And this is just throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks. And this one, again, this was put in Friday, brand new. No co-sponsors have the decency or the gonads to put their name to this, but it's coming, believe me. And it's absolutely insane. The 3-day waiting period for borrowing or buying, and including person-to-person handguns. This is nuts. Crazy. So that's just stupid. So we'll move on to the next one. 4025. Moving right along on the 16 acts of tyranny that have been launched since the Las Vegas shooting. Okay. So HR 4025, the title for this is Multiple Firearm Sales Reporting Modernization Act of 2017. I did one of the videos I did last week was about this act. Was redone on Friday, and the reworking of it has 3 co-sponsors that put their name on it. They're all Democrat. Let's see, it was authored by Norma Torres out of California, Democrat, shocker, and Bradley Scott Schneider out of Illinois, Elliot Engel out of New York, and Dina Titus out of New York. Those are the 4 commandants looking to take control of the world with this one. And this one is just what it says. Multiple firearm sales, they're going to have that a reportable offense. So if you buy 2 rifles or 2 shotguns in a 5-day period, 5 working days, then that you are reported to the ATF for purchasing multiple firearms. It's a law that's already on the books for handguns, which means to me that this is probably going to pass because it's already being done for 1. Why should we keep the other 2 children out of the park, right? This one's probably going to pass. So jump on them. You gotta stay on these people. Let me see. Got a couple comments whizzing by. Let's try to do a couple. Insane, love you, bro. Great work. Thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. Believe me. If a state bans concealed carry, and if national reciprocity passes, will the states bite it? Yeah, they're gonna have to. And a lot of people will say, no, they don't. You can't. The state rights trump. But what they fail to remember is the Obama, excuse me, I'm taking my shoes off. The Obama administration forcing gay marriage licenses on everybody else. So if there's a couple that gets married, California, Massachusetts, and they're man-man, woman-woman, and some states don't recognize that, but under the frickin' Supreme Court ruling, forced that on every single state. And in doing so, they forced every single state to recognize the license of every other state. So in a way, if there were some constitutional attorneys out there that had the balls to do the right thing and maybe do some pro bono work for the nation, they could easily file something and say like that we already have reciprocity because of that decision by the Supreme Court. You know, it's as simple as that. But it's not as simple as that. Chris LaChapelle, we know you don't do it for the money, man, but you do a lot for the community, and this is a way we can show our support for you, your channel, and the cause. Thank you, man. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Oops, whizzed by. Let's try to catch back. Shall not be infringed. This qualifies as infringing. Michael McKee. Yeah, 16 times. So because there's more, let's jump. I'll come back to the comments again. The next one is 4052. Let me get the most up-to-date numbers on this. This is another one we talked about last week. HR 4052 is called the Keep Americans Safe Act. This is the second title that this has come out with because so many people came out the right way in calling their senators and calling the House of Representative members and jumping on this and telling them we can't support this. This is crazy. Because so many people did that, they changed the title so that everybody thinks that original bill went away, which it didn't. So pay attention. The new title is Keep Americans Safe Act. It used to be called to prohibit the transfer or possession of large capacity ammunition feeding devices and for other purposes. Again, very, very vague. This is looking to make the possession and transfer of anything, any magazine or feeding device that holds more than 10 rounds. Anything more than 10 rounds, the ban for nationwide. You know, some states already have it. This stupid state already does. But they're looking to push that across the country. And 87 co-sponsors right now. Again, because so many people made contact, they stopped putting their name to it. They're now doing verbal agreements that they'll co-sponsor or sign it once it goes to vote. And it's all 87 are Democrat, but there are more. And something tells me that there are Republicans here too. Just saying, because they've already shown a couple times that they're backing the gun control bills. So that was H.R. 4052. And that also, there's a Senate bill that almost mirrors that. And we'll get to that when we do the Senate side. So it's not only just the House of Representatives that's doing all this crazy shit. The Senate's doing it too, but just not as many. So we'll go to the next Bad Larry here. And that's H.R. 4057. And H.R. 4057, again, a title change on this because people were like, you're crazy. But so they changed the title. It is now called Denying Firearms and Explosives to Dangerous Terrorists Act of 2017. Because that sounds like slam dunk. Yeah, you know, who wants a dangerous terrorist to have a firearm or an explosive? Right? Wrong. And you'll see why. The title, prior to their change to make it sound like we have your backs, America, the title was to increase public safety by permitting the Attorney General to deny the transfer of a firearm or the issuance of a firearm or explosive license to a known or suspected dangerous terrorist. And there you go again. That's why they changed the title, because this is that terror watch list, the no-buy, no-fly list. The list that they can just say, we do not like you anymore for whatever reason. You are now on this list as a suspected terrorist. We don't have to tell you. We don't have to give you your right to due process to figure out why. You don't have a right to an appeal. We're never going to tell you, and you're never going to own a gun ever again, and you'll never know why. That's what they're looking to do. There's so many violations of the Constitution that it is insane that lawmakers who took an oath to follow and to support and defend the Constitution of the United States even they have the balls to put their name on this. It's nuts. And you can see this one pisses me off because I put my name on the paper and took the oath in several different layers of doing it, both military and police. And I take my oath very seriously. Very, very seriously. And these clowns are just wiping their ass with it. So jump on them. 4057, Denying Firearms and Explosives, the Dangerous Terrorists Act of 2017. And again, anybody can go on this terror watch list. And you're never going to know you're on it. You'll never be afforded your rights or due process. You'll never have a chance to get off of it. I don't think I need to harp on that anymore and tell you how dangerous that truly is. That's nuts. So that's the end of the House of Representatives. So now we're going to jump to the Senate. Before I do, all this talking makes you dry. Excuse me, I need to take a drink here. I wish it was a beer. Maybe I should do that. Maybe we should do a live stream when every time I talk about another tyrannical bill, we all take a shot. All right, let's see a few more here. Stone Serpent. The handgun roster, of course, keeps updated. Safer handguns out of the market. Funny, they say that about keeping unsafe guns out of the state. No, the handgun roster does nothing about keeping any safe gun out of the market or anything like that. It's just a complete act of gun control. This Massachusetts approved roster came about because, and this is the truth. There are other facets of it. This is the truth. Smith & Wesson, as many of you know, is Springfield, Massachusetts. That's where their headquarters are. They've been there since the beginning of time, and they are a major dollar stream to Massachusetts' government. for taxes because they're here, you know, and they were losing a huge market share to police departments to Glock, and everybody knows it. Most of the companies, most of the agencies around the country were switching to Glock. Very, very few still had Smith & Wesson, and for a while they were battling each other. Glock reps came to me as a firearms instructor and the person who was updating equipment, and when we had Smith, came right to me and said, hey, you have Smith & Wesson. Come to Glock. We'll give you the choice of your handgun. We'll even throw in holsters and extra magazines. Come to us. Give us your old stuff, and we'll give you these ones as a wash. Now, you tell me, realistically, business-wise, what agency isn't going to say, okay? All right, so they were using marketing strategy to grab the market share, and people knew that. They saw it, and they acted. How can we make sure that Smith & Wesson, or the evil Glock, is kept out of the federal firearms license dealers? They passed this stupid register law, and that's a part of it. That's truth. People might say that ain't it, but it had a lot to do with it. There were other factors that they used legally. That's it right there. A lot of people had shares, and it affected the nickel in the pocket, and there you go. So you couldn't buy a brand new Glock past Gen 3 here in Massachusetts. You can still get them. Totally legal. You can still buy them. You can still make your guns legally the way it is. The laws say you can still transfer them, stuff like that, but you can't buy one from an FFL. And I mean, it's nuts. That's just the way it was, and I don't think it's going to change. Bill Douglas, thank you very much for your kindness. $25 to the channel. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Again, without the support of everybody, it makes it a little harder. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. So we're going to jump to the Senate side. It almost like, yeah, there's more bills in the House, but when you see some of the ones in the Senate, they're way out there. These dopes. I mean, Bernie Sanders, right? Enough said. Okay. So the first one from the Senate side is S1915. So before they were HR, that's House of Representatives. These ones will be S as the letter followed by the number. S1915. The working title for this currently is Handgun Trigger Safety Act of 2017. And this gem was penned by one of our stupid senators here in Massachusetts, Ed Markey, who doesn't even write me back anymore, and I expect it. I hammer him and Pocahontas all the time. All the time. Don't stop. Even if they stop responding to you because they know you're going to write it to them every time there's an infringement. They know you're going to write. They're just like, we're not even going to give you like the form cookie cutter letter anymore. You're dead to us. But stay on them. It's fun. Stay on them. This has two co-sponsors at the moment. This came down the pike on the 4th of October. Not putting their names on it because of what it's trying to do. And this silly one, the people who did put the name on it was Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. And the other one is Chris Van Hollen out of Maryland. So these are like the ultra-lib, ultra-anti-gun trio, the three-headed monster. And this one is looking to force smart gun technology on every brand new or newly manufactured firearm within the next 5 years, and previously manufactured firearms within 10 years. So if you don't buy any new guns, don't think, well, I don't have to do it, because if this passes and becomes law, which I don't think it will, but it came really, really close in California. Well, actually, the smart gun technology is required in California, but there's no technology coming down the pike anywhere. But this could be very, very dangerous. If you think I'm not going to buy a gun, it won't bother me, yeah, you have 10 years to convert all your weapons to the smart gun technology. So if you have a POS, like little plinker, a little 22 that's worth, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks, little ancient little thing, they're going to force you to put this technology in it. So maybe if it costs $2,000, you got to put $2,000 into your $75 gun, and that's what they're trying to make you do. They can't make you purchase anything in this country. You can't. People get locked up for that stuff. Extortion. You can't do it, but they're trying. They're trying their damnedest to sugarcoat it. Do not let this stuff happen. The next one in the Senate is 1916, S1916. This one was penned on the same day, October 4th. This one was from Diane Feinstein, so that tells you everything you need to know before I even go. I don't even have to tell you the title. All right, you know that this is bad. Automatic Gunfire Prevention Act. Automatic Gunfire Prevention Act. 39 co-sponsors. 39 senators had the gonads to put their names on this. And 38 of them are Democrat. The other one's the independent, Bernie. Bernard Sanders doesn't think this, thinks this should go through. And 1916, like the brevity, the small and the short of it is the parts or accessories that increase the rate of fire for a semi-automatic. We saw that in the House. The parts and accessories, it was actually two different bills. There's so many, guys and gals. I have to look at my notes. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm even sick of looking at them. It's just driving me nuts. But any part or accessory, so there's your bump fire, your slide fire, your trigger jobs, your reset springs, your trigger springs, your new bolts, your polished parts, all of that stuff that could theoretically increase the rate of fire for a semi-automatic will be illegal, including semi-automatics, I believe, altogether. This is their way to get rid of semi-automatics. I said that when we talked about the House side. It doesn't change just because the word Senate is on it. They're just as evil. They're coming at us as fast and as hard as possible. It just drives me nuts. I would love to be voted in. I would love to be voted into one of these positions because I would have the balls to say, you're an idiot. This is the Constitution. Read it. I would only make it one term. And because I'm from Massachusetts, I'd probably be removed from office somehow. But I would love the opportunity to go face to face with these asses. I really would. All right. Let me breathe. Let me look at some more of the comments. That's an improvement in California. Nicholas001. What would you support more, the NRA or the GOA? Well, the Gun Owners Action League does a lot. I'm sorry, the Gun Owners of America. I'm thinking of Goal. Gun Owners of America does a lot of stuff that helps us reaching out to our reps easier. What do I mean? They do a lot of push mail. Like you put your name on this and it will blast this letter out to all your reps. They do a lot more than that than the NRA tends to do, or at least it comes across the email faster, harder, more often. But as far as helping with bills, they go at it two different ways. See, the NRA has a lobbyist, somebody who's at the Capitol all the time, talking to people, trying to get them to back the bill, blah, 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 blah. The GOA doesn't have, to my knowledge, doesn't have a lobbyist. So most of this stuff is grassroots stuff, depending on you and me to get off our asses and do stuff. I support any agency that has the Constitution at heart. No give. No wiggle room. These are the laws. This is our right. Doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what your emotion is. So for me to give you a hard fast right now, whether I support either one more, I would probably say I support GOA a little more because there is mostly grassroots. But there are things that the NRA has been able to do that have been marginally okay for the community. They've stopped a couple things that were happening in some states, but they didn't act on most of the states that needed it. So there's some good give and take on everything. I'm not happy with the NRA right now, and there's a lot of companies, a lot of people that aren't as well. I'm not going to lie. If they start doing things the way they're supposed to, yeah, I'm back with them. But the way the press release came out about these bump stocks, in my humble opinion, made it sound like they're for more regulation. Send it to the ATF. So we're going to send an item of legislation or whatever, even an inanimate object. We're going to send it to the executive branch, whose job it is to enforce law, and we're going to ask them to change the law. People who aren't voted in, people who are appointed to these positions through their agency, and ask them to change law. Now, if you don't see what I'm getting at, the checks and balances, right? We have 3 branches of government, although lately it doesn't seem like it. But that's a dangerous, very dangerous thing to do, and the NRA did that. So that's gonna, like, my eyes are really on everything they do right now, because that's a very dangerous gamble. I don't like the way they did it. Now, when Chris Cox came on TV after that, he went to Tucker Carlson, a couple of the shows, he explained their stance a little better. Maybe that's because we were pissed and we were immediately on them and people were pulling their memberships and stuff like that. But kind of a little too late, because what they said in the press release was what they said in the press release, and it opened the door that much, and all of this came immediately following. So it's almost like everybody's like, oh, the NRA is okay with banning bump stocks? Poof, here come the bills. Let's do this too. We'll ban triggers. Let's get rid of a slide. Let's ban sights. Let's ban everything. That's the thumbnail. Ban everything, because that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. Let's see. Yeah, Carolina Prepper, the USCCA, they do some good stuff too. I don't know if what I'm trying to do is, like, I don't know if, like, any of the concealed carry insurance policies, whether it's the USCCA or the new one the NRA came out with this year, Carry Guard or whatever it is, I don't even know if that's worth it, because, like, I see what they offer, what they promise, but I'd like to see some people who actually used it and did it work. So until I see, like, some solid evidence, I don't know if it's a waste of money or not. Also, before I go to the next bill, went out today, again, because of you and your kindness, some folks and even some companies have asked, how do we send something to you? We want to send you something, whether it's when I get an item to review, or a thank you, or whatever it is. And I now have a post office box to make it easier. So the post office box, it's in the description of my videos. It's P.O. Box 940, Douglas, Massachusetts, 01516. So if you needed it for whatever reason and were looking for it, it's in the description. And thank you for everybody who has reached out. I'm very grateful I've gotten a couple just letters saying how much this channel has helped them, or helped them get their permit here in Massachusetts, and it means a lot. So thank you. Without you guys and gals, I'm not here. Let's see. Two-way foundation for court battles. Yes, the two-way foundation does good. The 2AF. Com2A here in Massachusetts does tremendous work. They're a nonprofit too. It's not like you can send them money, but not a lot of people know about them. Like, they do a lot of work, but nobody really knows about them. So yeah, Com2A in Massachusetts is huge. Fuck defines Frankenstein. Long live the Constitution. West Side, amen. Amen. This is going by a little quick. Sorry, guys and gals. We need to build a wall. This is Mike McKee. We need to build a wall around California and stick all liberal gun grabbers there and tell them they don't like guns live there. I was having a conversation the other day with somebody over a beer, and they had an idea that was awesome. It said, same type of idea, like, send all these anti-America people, whether anti-gun, anti-freedom, send them all over there. Anti-flag, go move to California. We'll pay, the rest of us will pay the bill, send them to California. The couple people who might still like their rights, we'll take them, we'll trade. We'll bring them to parts of the country that are still free, and let them secede from the nation. Let California secede from the nation, and the second that they sign the secession, declare war on California, go in and just take it all back and start afresh anew. So that was a pretty good idea. Not that I would wish harm on anybody, but that's a great idea. All right, so let's go to the next Senate bill, and that's S1923. And S1923 was penned by Richard Blumenthal. This came down on October 5th. October 5th. And the title for this is the Background Check Completion Act of 2017. Background Check Completion Act for 2017. Then this title is trying to make people think that we don't complete backgrounds, that there's just a bunch of gun owners out there who don't have backgrounds floating around doing evil stuff. This has 22 co-sponsors. 21 of them are Democrat. The other one is Stormin' Bernie Sanders. And what this one, 23, it's going to expand background checks, including the 3-day issue where, like, if you have the same name as, say, some criminal, and you can't get your gun right away, if they don't hear back from the FBI and the NICS system within 3 days of why you shouldn't get the gun, you still get the purchase. This is looking to address that, stop that, until the background check is completed, if it ever is. And we did a bill last week in one, I believe it was Oregon, where they're looking to make that indefinite. So dangerous stuff that not a lot of people know about, and I'm counting on you to help me get the word out. Please, again, share this video, share this channel, get your friends, your buddies to subscribe, maybe just pass the word, get the word out. However we can do it, we need to start growing the truth, because this is dangerous stuff that not a lot of people even know how to look up if they wanted to. Now, S1939, excuse me, S1939, this one's titled The Equal Access to Justice for Victims of Gun Control Act. We saw HR, was it 3984, same thing, 3984, and again, it's looking to repeal the lawful protection that gun manufacturers have in the commerce laws so that they can be sued. Again, like Remington's being sued right now by all the victims' families in Sandy Hook because they made the firearm and they should have known that it was going to make their way into the mother's gun locker, and her kid was going to grab it and shoot the school up. They should have known that, and by their name being on that block of metal saying that they made it, that they're responsible for that. Dangerous area, dangerous waters. We have to stop it. 1939, S1939. Jump on your senators. Yes, if you're watching from Massachusetts, jump on Markey and Warren. Do it anyway. You know they don't care. You know they're just going to... Doesn't matter, but call anyway. Don't give up. We have to stay unified. We have to stay on them. That was 23. I'm sorry, that was 39. The next one is 1945, S1945. And this cockamamie BS is going to be the same as HR 4052, but this one, let's see, this one's titled Keep Americans Safe Act. This has 19 co-sponsors. All of them are Democrat, in addition to Bernie Sanders. And again, it's doing the same thing as 4052, which is going to ban the possession and transfer of large capacity magazines. Or not standard capacity, because that's what they are. They're made that way, but they're terming anything that holds 10 rounds or more, any feeding device, not just magazines, is going to be illegal because that's high capacity, and the 11th round makes you an assassin. You know, you can have 10 rounds, some arbitrary number that I don't know who come up with that 10, but you can have that and be okay. But if you have 11, man, now you are dangerous. God forbid you have a Glock 17. Oof, dangerous. But that's how these dummies think, and that's how these sheeple eat. You know, keep giving me free stuff, and I'll believe everything you say. It's nuts. So that's 16 bills. It took an hour and 8 minutes to go through 16 acts of tyranny. Done. Done. Stay on your representatives. Stay on your congressmen. Stay on your senators. It's insane how much they're trying to get away with. It absolutely is crazy. Let's go back to a couple comments here. Thank you all again. Thank you for taking the time out of your Saturday to spend here and learn about all these bills, all these acts of tyranny. Make no mistake, that's all they are. These acts of tyranny looking to strip the legal gun owners' rights and using Las Vegas as an excuse. Let's see. Go back and read some of these. Kenneth G. Maiden. Old Wayne is only worried about his massive 7-figure income. Yes, if you don't know who he's referring to, Wayne LaPierre for the NRA, who many people think needs to be replaced for the leadership that he's, or the direction he's taken the NRA since he's joined. But he does make a lot of money. That's one thing for sure. Our congressman posted a picture of his HR-15. Higgins is awesome. That's Big Mo. There are a couple. In fact, there's actually, I forgot. I got to get the name. I forgot to do it before I came live. There is a congressman who's doing a raffle of a bump stock. He's raffling off a bump stock to raise money for something in his district, and I just thought it was awesome. You know, totally legal thing. James Harmon. I need to stop acting on emotions. It was a psychopath that used the gun, not the gun itself that went off. I wouldn't be doing any of this if the guy made a bomb or just drove a car through it. Exactly, because I mean, even if the person went through the crowd and stabbed 15, 20 people, they wouldn't be talking about it. It would just be some idiot stabbed a bunch of people, next story. But this is guns, and this is what they want gone. It's not about the guns, it's about control. And when they have control, then the next phase of their plan goes into effect. And they're not going to be able to impose everything they want if there are still freedom-loving patriots who are going to push back. Sig226 in 2022. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good information videos, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Michael McKee, thank you, brother. Stay alert, stay safe. Stay alive, everyone. Let's go on quick. California politicians love the criminals. They do. In fact, California, I'm just paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, they made it easier for criminals of gun violence. For those, like, if you're a criminal who got caught using a gun, they made it easier to lessen the blow on those people. They also made it no longer a felony to knowingly and willingly transmit the HIV virus. Before it was a felony if you knowingly and willingly did it, and there's ways you can do that. If you're saying, how could you do that? Like if you're a drug user and you know you have HIV and you share a needle, you're guilty of that. If you have HIV and you have unprotected sex and don't tell the other party, you're guilty of that. So now it's just a misdemeanor. They made it easier for the people who are spreading death than for the people who death are thrown upon and didn't know. Crazy. Gonzo21, they will keep cutting down magazine capacity until the magazine is empty. Amen. Either that or there is no such thing as a magazine anymore and all you can have is a 6-shooter, and then they won't want 6 in the cylinder, they'll want like 1, and then they'll go after that 1 because you have a Derringer. They're trying. Mike McKee, I'm in Kentucky. I love my state. I hear a lot of good about Kentucky. I hear a lot of good. West Side, thank you for your time and all the great info and your service and everything you do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Inzing, glad to catch one of your live streams. Live, thank you. Just interested, did you find it, like, did YouTube send you the alert? Because I told them to send every one of my subscribers an alert. So 33,000 people should have got the alert, but they didn't. Kenneth G. Maiden from the West Coast. Keep up the fight. Thanks so much. Thank you. Without you watching, this is nothing. This is done because as it is, YouTube is not even telling people my channel has a video going live. They've stopped that. They're trying to destroy Guns and Gadgets. They're trying to destroy all the gun channels, but they're really coming down hard on mine. It's all right. Big boy, very broad shoulders. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Because if YouTube goes away, I'll find another way. I am on VidMe. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm sure Facebook's going to stop me too soon. But all the links for my social media are in the description of all my videos. Please check me out if you're not on there. Check it out. Follow me, like me, thumbs up it, whatever it is. You can stay with me on there because if for whatever reason this goes away, and we all know that it's close for all of those people who are Second Amendment people, if this goes away, you'll still find me on the others. So check me out on those, please, because I still need to get the news out, right? Let's see, Jim G81. Thanks, brother, for all you do. My 2A friends all know about your work now. Liberals have herpes. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. 81 in the name. Is it 81 or is it not? Let's see. No alert. Fuck YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is crazy. Patrick Maxwell, Safe Act. Take all the guns away and let the undocumented illegals. Yeah, let them in. I'd like to start a movement. I don't know how I could do it, but like if guns become illegal, I want all my guns just to be undocumented guns, you know, to have the same rights as everybody else. So I wonder if we could do that. Use their own terminology against them. All is one now. I received an alert, but the time said 3 p.m. I'm in New Hampshire. Yeah, I saw that the last minute, like literally like 9 minutes before I went live. I saw that somehow it changed my time zone from Eastern to the West Coast. They're really trying hard. They're trying everything. No alert, G Freeman. Alright, so T-Pawn says 2A must be dialed back to what it was originally, a balance of weaponry used by the military and civilians, period. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know if dialed back's the right terminology. Not dialing anything back. It needs to be progressed. So, like, if somebody overseas can have Weapon X, we're supposed to be able to have the same thing, too, because it's not for hunting, like these idiots want everybody to think. It's not because we want to go bag a deer. It's because it's our job as citizens of this country to take the country back if the government gets out of control. We're supposed to be the resistance if the government loses its step. And a lot of people say it's lost its step or getting very close. That's what the Second Amendment was for. Make no mistake about it. Pick up a book, a real book, not one that was rewritten for the millennials. Read a freaking book and realize what it is. Jim, your alert came through 17 minutes ago. Really? An hour into it? Fucking bastards. No alert, no alert. A lot of people saying no alert. Nuts. They're trying. It's funny because like I did the first 3 live streams I did. I had in the one day I did it, I had like 5,000 views on each one of them. So I was like, okay, they're stopping everybody from seeing the videos that I takes 20 minutes to record, an hour to edit, and 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour to upload. So this is easier because people are getting it right away and they're not suppressing the views. Well, now they figured out what I was onto and they suppressed it. So please get the info out for me. 10th Amendment, amen. If you don't know what it is, read it. This says full.com. Gonzo, I think you mean Full 30. I did reach out to Tim at Full 30. He runs the Military Arms channel. I reached out to him almost, probably 10 months ago now, and specifically asked to put Guns and Gadgets on their platform because of the suppression from YouTube and Adpocalypse and all that stuff. And they told me, he didn't answer, it was somebody from the channel, but they from the platform, basically said that then the servers aren't big enough to put everybody on it, that they pick and choose who they put on, and if they were able to expand, they would contact me in the future. A nice way of saying you're not big enough or you don't have the influence, and that's fine, I understand. But that was then and this is now, so maybe if the 33,000 plus subscribers that I have, and my videos, is 50% of the views are by non-subscribers. So if those of you who aren't subscribed and are watching, please, subscribe to the channel because it helps get the word out, because now the channel grows and it's their algorithm they use. It's forced to put the video in front of other people. But maybe if you could also reach out to maybe Full 30 and say, hey, we love your platform, but this channel is doing something that the others aren't. And this should be on there. Maybe they'll listen. Can't guarantee it, but it would be nice. It would be nice if we could get on there. So it looks like some people are talking about the issue that's going on right now between Iraq veteran 888 and Yankee Marshall. This, like I said, the live stream from a bunch of people the other day that was supposed to talk about the same thing basically I did, but not as in depth. They ended up having some philosophical issues, and Yankee Marshall is calling people out, and other people are calling him out. It's kind of ugly, but they both Yankee Marshall's got a point. The NRA, he agrees that they're not doing it in what they should do, and believes that Wayne LaPierre is one of the reasons, and doesn't stand by him. And there are other people who are standing by them regardless. And he has his point of view. They do. Everybody has their own point of view, and they're starting to go at each other because of it. Buckshot. I'm a huge fan of IV-8888. Me too. I love this stuff. He does a good job over there. The Kyle Robert. I shut off YouTube alerts. I just keep up with your page through Instagram and here. I'm always on my phone. Sad it is to admit. And thank you. It's a one way of doing it. Because I try to broadcast on all my social media when something's going on. Yeah, the Second Amendment, Buckshot Roberts. Second Amendment is not about bagging deer. It's about the security of my family and property. And the country. And the country. Gonzo says, I was trying to type full30.com as a pro-gun site, but my phone kept auto-incorrecting. Scott Pochini, how you doing? Do a live chat with Hank's channel. Hank Strange? I don't even know if Hank knows who I am. That's the problem. I'm small. It's a small channel. And for obvious reason, I talk about Second Amendment issues across the country and in each state and laws, where the bigger channels go to the range and do gun reviews because they get more guns than I'm capable of buying, and more people flock to watching people shoot than the law. I understand it. The law's boring, but I understand it, and I worked with it for 2 decades, so when I see something come across and I know it's not good, I want to get the word out, because a lot of people don't understand the way laws are written, and I understand that that's boring for people. But I'd be interested in working with anybody in the gun culture, the gun community. If they wanted to work together, I'd do it with every one of them. Kyle Robert. Yankee Marshall wasn't a part of the panel, so he had a pissy fit. I like Yankee, but he's crazier than I thought. Yeah, he wasn't on the panel, but from what he said in the first video, when he went off on everybody, it sounded like he was banned from the chat for calling people out, I guess, and that pissed him off that he was banned from the chat for having a different opinion. And if that's the case, like I said, I didn't watch it, so I wasn't in the chat. I don't know if that's the case. He's got a platform to stand on, right? We don't all have to have the same opinion. We can respectfully have different opinions. That's part of being in America. It's part of being American. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but for us, meaning the gun channels, to complain about the censorship we're getting from YouTube and then to censor one of our own, it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. Yankee Marshall kind of went off the rail a little bit. I do agree with him. Oh, I just lost it. Come on. There it is. That live chat was not run well. And I didn't watch it, and I take your word for it, because he kind of said the same thing. Fine. From what I got out of watching the different back and forths was the only person who really stood up and had a dissenting opinion was Tim from the Military Arms channel. Let's see. Ray Williams says, the NRA has been calling me every day. Haven't answered the phone yet. I did mention that. It was last week or the week before. I answered, and right away they start into their script, and I know that the lady who's calling was obviously elderly. I could hear it, but she's reading a script. She's not the reason that we're having the issues we are, but I basically told her that I'm not giving another nickel until they have our back 100% and not tell the ATF that they should regulate stuff more, and she hung right up. They want me to buy their wine all the time, too. Super Evil C, Yankee Marshall's okay in my book. We need people holding feet to the fire. And that's what I try to do. I hope that comes off that way. I'm holding our politicians' feet to the fire. Let's see, Pro 30. Pro 30 is handled by the NRA. Leanne. You mean Full 30? Because Full 30 is run by Mac for the Military Arms channel. Unless I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what I always thought. I mean, it's his stuff. It's got all his information all over it. Can't watch Yankee anymore. The guy's too nutty even for a gonzo. I share you on my mobile, so it gets to the ones I can't, that I want without being censored. Thank you. Are you D Durham? Are you broadcasting Facebook as well? No, I didn't do this one on Facebook. I intended to. I had some issues setting this up, so I didn't. It's just this one I didn't go live on both. I typically do. Let's see. Yeah, S14 Doom pot kettle black, exactly. That's what it is. Mac has his hands in, yes, okay. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was NRA. Gun rights matter. Absolutely. Our rights matter. I mean, a gun is inanimate. It doesn't have a right. But our rights matter. Darren Trumbull, if they did succeed in getting our gun, do you think they would shut down every machine shop in the nation? I know a lot of people who can make guns if they really wanted to. It's probably part of the end game. I mean, I would say do not put it past them, because you saw the 16 bills I just talked about, and they're going crazy. Yeah, Scott, but Full 30 is max. Yes, I know that, but somebody was saying that the NRA has a big hand in it. Thought maybe they were censoring on Facebook. Wouldn't doubt it. Just didn't do it today, that's all. Let's see, Buckshot says, I really like Military Arms channel as well. Great content. I agree. He does a lot of good stuff. Very informative. Dennis says, Job Lot sold a bunch of veterans coats because of you. No, it's not because of me. It's because of you. Thank you. I'm not taking any of that credit. I just happened to get the information. I went down to verify it. I bought a couple coats, gave them back to some veterans, and spread the word. It's not me. It's you. You all who forwarded the info, retweeted the tweet, shared or reposted the Instagram, and then went out and did the same yourself. That's what sells the coats. Thank you. You did it, not me. Thank you. Other channels, Lee Ann says, the other channels that use it get paid from the NRA. Okay, I didn't know that. I just thought it was a advertisement-based thing. I know every single video I watch is like Henry repeating arms. They're at the ad on it. Looks like they're slowing your feed. Let me see. What does it say up top? What's the stream health? It says it's good on my end. So is anybody else having it slow down? Because it's saying I have a great speed right now. Let's see. That round table. After that round table, the only one I'm willing to support is Mac. You could tell from the way he was acting and speaking. He was all... Oh, come on. I just moved. Let me come back. He was all riled up about our rights. That's what I'm hearing. I'll have to go back and watch it. I assume that they archived it. Max says Max says he gets no NRA bribes money. You got to take him at his word. I don't get a nickel from anybody. I mean, this is like, I don't know. I have Rebel Silencers is willing to maybe they're thinking about working with the channel. So maybe I'll have a sponsor in Rebel Silencers. Check them out, rebelsilencers.com. If you're in the market for a suppressor, if you're in the market in a free state, because those bills are crazy. But yeah, I don't have anything. Feed is super choppy from David Diamante. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Slowing down, says Big Mo. Working fine on my end, says Buckshot Roberts. A little, but it's on the phone. So yeah, maybe if you have a phone, maybe it's bogging down as it tries to get another signal or a phone call or a text, something maybe. Looks good. Watched Mac. I watched, and Mac, Mr. Guns and Gear, and Eric from IV8888 were no compromise on the round table. Okay. Tim seems like a good guy. He does. He seems like a down-to-earth gun owner. Good guy. Does he seems just like a good guy. I want to get an OSS suppressor, but they're so damn expensive. Yeah, suppressors, especially now, you know, with the HPA, is it going to work? Isn't it going to work? Smith & Wesson even bought Gemtech, anticipating the Hearing Protection Act was going to be a go. Still alive. The SHARE Act is still alive. It is not dead yet. It was pulled, but they're going to be there's going to be a big supply and demand issue if it goes through. Thomas Huffmatcher, hope I'm not butchering your name. Thank you so much, donating $10 to the channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm on my phone and it's working great, says Darren. Oh, good, good. Also, no alert. Budman, yeah, no alert. He said he was scrolling through and found this. Yeah, I mentioned at the very beginning, and I even did a little Instagram live and put it on Twitter and Facebook. That I was typing the metadata, like just the description. I was typing the description of the video that you guys can see under the video, and they right away they demonetized the video. It's like no matter what I try, they are stomping on right now. It is what it is. They're trying. It's working because people aren't seeing this. They stopped. They didn't put it like any. If you do a live feed, a live stream, YouTube automatically like pumps that up really big because they want to move to that as the platform. So they're pumping that up. If you have a live stream, they were like, hey, look, this is going on here. They put it on the front page under the live streams. This is going on. Please check it out. They don't even do that to my stuff anymore. Bastards. Let's see. I want to get a Colt 1911. They're expensive. Yeah, they are. That's Ray Williams. Leanne says, I'm a fan of Mac. He was the only stand-up during the round table. Kenneth says, Chad stumbled. Now taking some heat because he could not finish the statement. Is that Chad from IV8888? I assume. Was he on it too? Let's see. Iraq 8888 waited well over a week before doing a Las Vegas video, which was wishy-washy. Was hoping for a stronger voice from him. Chris Tyler, looks like the Crescent City tattoo and the fleur-de-lis. It absolutely is. It's upside down. Yes, that is the Crescent City and the fleur-de-lis. I lived and worked in New Orleans for 3 years. I absolutely love the Big Easy. Love that city. Spilt some blood, sweat, and tears. Love it. Let's see. Do you, Darren Trummel, do you anything about the White House being on lockdown? Nope, but I'm going, excuse me while I look to my right, and I'll tell you right now if there's anything about it. August 22nd comes up. October, yes. It's on the 17th, a couple days ago. White House on lockdown after suspect jumps barrier. Okay. Arrested by Secret Service amid suspicious package alert. I didn't even see that come across anything that I was, well, I was at work, so. Still, yeah, it's the first I heard about it. Leanne, when can you start taking phone calls? Never even thought about it, to be honest with you. Maybe email me and let me know what you want to talk about. I don't know. I've never even thought about that. My email is in every single description. JANS1975 @gmail.com. Jared, why do we not have an active militia in Massachusetts? David, it's a good question. I almost wonder. Well, I almost wonder if they're active and they don't publish it for a good reason. Because I would love to know if we have an active one in Mass, for obvious reasons. Kyle, Robert, yes, Chad, and Eric. Okay, yeah, I know that. I just didn't know if that's the Chad you were referring to. 3-7. Not to sound unpatriotic, but the only reason I haven't walked away from this country is because of my Second Amendment. It goes, I go. I know the so-called patriots will roll over without a fight. You don't know that, my friend. There are some of us who take our oath deadly seriously. Look at statistics. This is from Molan Labe Watchman. Look at statistics. Every year, cars kill more people in the U.S. than guns. Maybe liberals should ban cars. They're so evil. Abortions kill more than anybody, but they're okay with that, right? They're like, oh yeah, it's choice. Women should be able to have abortions. They kill far more than any gun on the planet. But crickets, you can hear them. Let's see, Jim G81. Yeah, Cynthia Cream in Massachusetts had a bill to increase the gun tax to, I think it was 11.5%, and ban 50s. Let me check on that. That was, yeah, SD 1884. Stand by. MASD. I remember I did a bill on that one. I did a video on that bill when it came out, and here it is right here. All right, so it is currently, wow, okay. House concurred, and the Senate referred it to the Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security. So it is not dead. It is not dead. Still alive. Let's see. I'd say about 3% of us will stand up. Yeah. I hope it's more than that. I hope it's more than that. I will most definitely not roll over with a fight, Buckshot. Amen. Stacy, she's ready. I need more women to watch this stuff, because you guys, the women are the biggest, fastest growing facet of gun owners. And they need to have a voice. So Stacy, get every girl you know that you go to the range with shoots, get them on this channel. All right, people are talking about November 4th. It's a bait, I believe it. I think it might be. That's the Antifa, ISIS, whatever they call themselves today. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's going to be legit, but don't take your eyes off them for a second. And make sure you have everything you can have legally to take care of yourself if you ever needed to. Sean O'Keefe, is it legal? Is it illegal to do Glock 80%? No. You don't have to do that. If you live in Mass, I'm assuming. Yeah, Sean. All right. Yeah, Massachusetts. You can buy Glock legally here. There are multiple ways to buy guns. You just don't have to buy it from an FFL. The approved roster only affects FFL dealers, gun dealers. Let's see. Stacy Smith, I'm a dude. My apologies. My apologies. I'm sorry. I just see Stacy Smith. I'm sorry. Please accept my apology. If you know any girls still that shoot, get them on here. My bad. Yeah, open mouth, insert foot, right? Sorry. Oh man, I wish I had a freaking beer right now. Everyone should stay at home and hold down their own. Yes. I dare to fall 8088. Yes. Stay home if you can. I'm not telling you need to stay home. If you can do something, do it, but be prepared to protect your own, especially if you're in the cities. because we know these cowards, if they do anything, they're going to affect people who A, work, B, fear going to jail, or C, own a business. They like to, throw rocks and make hissy fits and hit people with bottles or filled with urine, or pepper spray people because they're big, tough people. They came out of the basement for that day. Try me. Excuse me. Do you think it's to bring gun owners out and point blame? That's the Flight Risk 22. Yes. I do believe strongly it's an attempt to make patriots look terrible. Because we know that there are people who will show up in, in kits with AKs and ARs, and that's the stuff that can make us look bad. All right? And I do think that it's an attempt to draw that out. Alright, let's see. November, 5th of November. Remember. Antifa cowards, absolutely. Insane. If anything, mass will be the test bed for how long Glocks last. Yeah, because people are holding on to Gen 1s like the like it's the Hope Diamond. Hey, I don't have my Gen 1 anymore, but I have several Gen 2s, several Gen 3s, thousands and thousands of rounds through them. And they're fine. If you do have an older one, just remember after so long, give it a tune-up, put in new springs and stuff. Gun control is treason. Absolutely. It's tyranny. New Hampshire, Firearm CV. New Hampshire's starting to look better and better. Can't wait to get out of Mass. Yeah. If I had the wherewithal, the money, I would move just over the border. All right. So, I'm an hour and 42 into it. I'm going to continue with my day, go be a dad. So I want to thank everybody for their time. Thank you everybody who logged on and accidentally found the live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for those who have given a donation to the channel, both here during this live stream and on Patreon. Please check out all of my social media. Check me out. The link is in the description of every single video. And I say that because with what's happened in 7 days to me on this channel as far as suppression and censorship, I don't know how long I'll be able to still be here on YouTube or any other gun channel, but specifically what they did to me the last 2 days. So thank you. Please check me out on the other ones, if for anything else, but just to stay with me in case I have to find a plan B. I can't tell you how much your support means to me. It keeps me going. And please continue to share everything I do. I appreciate it. Really, stay with it, guys and gals. Stay on these representatives. They are counting on you to be complacent. They're counting on us to say that this stuff's not going to pass. We need to make sure it doesn't. So stay on them. A link to every one of the bills we discussed is in the description. So you can go right to the text and read it for yourself. And you can find out who the co-sponsors are, who the authors are. And the link for them is right there. You can click on that and reach out and touch them as well. So thank you so much for joining me on this live stream about the tyrannical bills, all 16 of them that have come out since the shooting of Vegas. And until we do it again, I appreciate you more than you know. This is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry your weapon. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.